Hey, good evening, everybody. This is Urban Shop Talk Live with Barry and Terry. And I know this is not Sunday. We usually come to you guys Sunday, having a lot of fun doing the whole movie, media, music discussions that we have on Sunday. But we felt the need to come on and talk to you guys a little bit today due to the nature of a situation that's happening right now in Seattle. Right now, there's a protest going on downtown. Protest the police shooting of Talk-Charleena Lyles, sister who's out there, 30-year-old woman, and she was pregnant, and she was shot by police. She's dead in front of her children. It was a tragic situation, one that's a little too familiar for all of us, in the black community especially, with what's going on lately, and we want to send our condolences to her family and friends, and basically kind of talk a little bit about how we feel about the situation. It's one of those times where we like to have fun here. We like to discuss the fun things that we like with the entertainment industry, and then some social situations, but we tend to stay away from the too much of the heavier situations, just because we try to have a little bit of fun. But this is one of those times, we felt the need to say something because
it happened in our backyard.
Right in our backyard, right out here in Seattle, Washington. And, so yeah, man.
Yeah, it's a familiar story. Kind of results that we're kind of getting accustomed to. You have children, I have children.
Yeah.
And one of the things, this is really a concern, and it worries both of us. And we just felt like, hey, well, we needed to do some talking about it,
right,
and put it on a front street here. So,
yeah, well,
how you?
Well, we got to take you through the situation for anybody who might not know about what happened. Apparently, the other day on Sunday, actually, like right around the time we were finishing up, our show here on Sunday, the story kind of broke.
It broke at night, I believe, right?
Yeah, well, not a few hours after we left. That was when I started really hearing about it. But at some point on Sunday, Miss Talk-Charleena Lyles had called the police, and this is all based off of the police report. So we want to be clear. We don't have all the facts, all the story. We don't know everything.
Yeah, we're not saying.
We're speculating off of what they said, off of the police's actual report. So according to their reports, Miss Lyles had called the police reporting a burglary, and they came down to her home. Apparently, when you listen to the audio and the video, it's pretty clear that police had knowledge of who Talk-Charleena Lyles was. I guess there was a question about her mental stability, a couple of other incidents that she might have been a part of. But for that particular incident, they were called by her because of reports of a burglary. They went into her house. If you hear the beginning of the video or the audio, because there's no really video. Funny how the body cameras go missing at these times. But there's an audio of it, and if you hear the audio, the police are in there. They're talking to her. It seems like a pretty, cordial situation. She seems lucid. She seems aware of what she's doing and where she's at. And then a few minutes later, there's yelling and screaming. They're saying, "Get back to somebody." And then but there's no video, so we have no idea who or what was going on in the house. But all we know that was in the house was Talk-Charleena Lyles and her children. And then you hear some gunshots, and Talk-Charleena Lyles is dead. They said that she had a knife in her hand.
One of the things, though, is when you hear about something like this that happened, it's the constant. We have to hear about her history, criminal history.
They make sure they put that out first thing.
I find that to be, I don't know. It bothers me. Like, what does that have to necessarily do with this particular situation?
Nothing. Nothing really, unless But yeah, go ahead.
No, and again, I think we want to see things on an individual basis, but in order for us to see these type of things, though, we don't need to criminalize somebody already.
You mean as far as the police going in there already having in their mind?
Just even when they're reporting,
right?
When they're reporting incidents like this,
it seems like there's a group, and I don't want to spell it out, but some of you guys can read between the lines if you want. There seems like there's a group of people that are more protected in these situations when it comes to that, even when their guilt is not as much in question. They seem to protect some of the histories of certain people, but when it comes to black folks and a lot of things in that situation, they want to be clear. This person smoked weed in the 3rd grade. They ran a red light 5 years ago. They will let everything about this person's history out just so you know that there's probably some provocation for why they're dead, no matter how ridiculous that may sound. Now, again, we don't know all the facts. She could have went crazy and went off on them. All I can go off of is what I actually heard.
You're talking about when you heard from the tape.
Right. Well, all I can go off is what I heard in the tape. In the tape, when she starts talking to the police, when they first come there, this does not sound like a woman who is getting ready to die or preparing to die. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Barbara Bigelow. The police are always protected.
The conversation seemed pretty.
It seemed like a regular conversation. This didn't seem like this is some crazy person who's getting ready to attack the police. And so you have to question why all of a sudden with this woman with her children in the house, and she's pregnant, by the way, too. I don't know if we got that out. She was pregnant at the time. Why would this pregnant mother of 4 children with 3 of her children in the house and 1 on the way?
It's even sadder. The
children were there. Yeah. So why would she, after calling the police, and you could hear her talking about, oh, they stole my Xbox, a couple other things, why would she go after the cops like that? It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And in the audio, it's not clear on what was happening. But if they're saying get back.
So true, Jason. You right on, brother.
Yeah.
Seems like it.
Exactly. In the media, you are guilty, especially for us, until proven innocent. But the thing is, it just when you hear the audio and they're saying get back. Now my mind starts working like, this is a mother and she's got 3 children in the house. What if one of those kids had came out and the cops are telling him to get back, and then the guns are drawn and all of this stuff like that? That's the kind of things that
what is
it sounds like to me.
That she would attack the police when you have your children?
That's what I don't get.
That's just kind of.
That's what I don't get, and I don't see it. And you're right, Jared. They're supposed to be wearing the body cameras, but for some reason, in these black shootings, when we get killed, there's never a body camera. You can see the body cameras whenever they're helping an old lady cross the street. Whenever the police are actually doing the police work, there's police footage to be found up the yin yang. You can watch it anywhere and see it, and there's always a camera there. But when a black man ends up dead, a black woman ends up dead, hung in her jail cell or in his car, or standing outside the smoke shop, or whatever other situation that's going on, there's never a body camera. There's Talk-Charleena Lyles. Well, there's no body. Where's the body camera? They're supposed to have these. I thought it was a mandated thing that these cops are supposed to be wearing body cameras in these situations, but I'm never seeing them.
Yeah, it's I don't know, man. I just run out of. You almost run out of.
And why was she exactly? Lydia, you're right too. Why was she not tased? This is the big thing. Where's the taser? You guys have tasers, okay? Why was she not tased? Why was there not some other methods employed other than lethal action? And you know when you're talking about this woman, from all reports and all accounts, this woman is maybe under 100 pounds. All right, these are 2 big white officers that I saw coming out of the car. Okay. I'm just letting you describing who the cops were. These are 2 big guys coming out of the car. They could take this woman down. What is she, Black Widow? Is she, you know what I'm saying? Are we talking? She got some kung fu skills that we don't know. What's going on here?
Okay, let's get.
I want to know, man.
Yeah, no.
You gotta use lethal, and come on, man.
Again, the unfortunate part is somebody lost a life in front of their children. That's the unfortunate. What can happen? What can be done?
Well, I mean, that's the $64,000 question, right? I mean, because we're sitting here.
Yeah.
It seems like weekly now, we get to discuss another black person killed under suspicious, circumstances by police. So yeah, what is the solution? I mean, what do you think could be done in these situations?
Well, there's a variety. I think definitely a variety of different things that we can go from.
Well, let's hear it, brother. I don't know. So
one of the good things is they're rallying today.
They are rallying. That is going on, and they're down there. They're down there strong. For work reasons and things like that, we couldn't make it down there to the rally, but we are here in solidarity with people down there that are rallying and protesting, and let their actual emotions feel. They're doing it peacefully. It's nothing crazy going on, so that's good. So, but what's some other things that you think?
Economic development, voting development. There's so many things that you can do. I mean, you got to start doing some of these things. It's unfortunate. We're always reactive. Now we got to be proactive on a lot of issues. What do you think?
Well, I mean, Jason Christopher Bergen Batista, he said, I wish we knew more about her as a person to know whether she was a stable woman. Some out there with kids or without, people don't got any act right, cops not. And that's true, but like I said, just listening to the audio on this, I mean, mental stability aside, from what I heard, this seemed like a very sane person who was talking to the police from the audio that I heard.
You're going from that's true.
I mean, we can talk about the history, like we said earlier. The history is the history. We're talking about now. What happened in that moment to get her killed. I didn't hear anything at that moment that seemed like somebody that was getting ready to go crazy. Now, if they find in her file, that she's somebody who's snapped and likely to go off and just bite your face off for some reason, then maybe we're wrong. But I didn't hear anything like that in what I heard in the audio.
You're right. He's preaching right now. She is actually right about that, brother. No, the thing about it is, in that situation, though, we also have to look at it from the other point of view. We ain't there. Somebody's crazy or supposedly crazy or whatnot. What could happen? You're trying to make a split decision. That's why I never could become a police officer. What they do, most part, is tremendous because that's a hard job. You can say what you want. Now,
I'm gonna let you finish.
Whether or not they need more training, or whether or not whatever our opinions are about it, that's still a difficult position to be in. And I've always said it. And because when you see situations like this makes you like, man, they can't feel good about that. They can't.
Never can I get to hear what. I know you're new to the show, so you got to hear this guy on the other days. I be saying the same thing sometimes. We got to tag in. We be getting it. We both be getting it. Trust me. I be trying to tag in sometimes too.
Oh, he hit me up. He hit me up last night. He's like, oh, we got to go live. I'm like, first of all, I was too damn tired. I'm like, look, let me really kind of listen and get all the.
But go ahead.
I'm just saying what happened yesterday. You were upset. You're still upset about it, which is. Hey man, I am. Go ahead. I'm just saying you're upset about it. I'm just going your state of mind and how you feel about it.
The training.
You're really passionate about it, and that's why I wanted to kind of sit there. I was like, okay, well, let's hear this. Let's hear this raw emotion. So that's why I'm kind of sitting observing what you're saying. Some of I agree with, some of I kind of.
But go ahead. I mean, what you were saying. You think that there's it's a split second job. They gotta make decisions. And all that good stuff.
Yeah, so what did Liddy say?
She said no matter what, they managed to not kill all kinds of other people in worse situations, but for some reason this keeps happening to black people. Now, that's kind of more my situation. Let me put it to you like this. This is how I'm going to paint this whole picture. Chicago killings every day. I agree. Look, I don't want to misrepresent myself in this situation. I don't want to say that there's not crazy people out there. I don't want to say that there's not people that are acting crazy and wild. Chicago, probably you be the one, mentally unstable, whatever, crazy, wild, criminals. There's people out there that act wild, right? So, and for those people, look, I don't see anybody holding a candlelit vigil for Ray the gangster who's out there and he just got shot by the police after a high speed chase. Nobody's singing a song for that guy, okay? Nobody's singing it for Slickback the pimp, who slaps around chicks all the time, and then, he happens to get into it with the cops. Nobody's singing songs for those people. What I'm talking about is the 80-pound black woman pregnant with children in the house that ends up dead with a knife in her hands. I've seen videotape. I've seen police take down big armed suspects with them out without being killed. The one brother who shot up the church in Charleston had an arsenal on him. He's still alive today. They took him to eat Burger King while he was at. So this whole narrative that they try to give us about the fact that there are split decisions and stuff like that they got to take into account. To me, that's the load of BS that I can't take most of the time, because I've actually watched a tape where this guy, I saw this white dude look like Rob Gronkowski, I swear to God. He's in a donut shop and he's throwing hands with the police. I mean, throwing hands with him. Okay? They shoot him with a taser. Okay? He goes down. It's like the old WrestleMania, okay? When Hulk Hogan, he goes down, and then starts feeling the power and got up. This is what happened with this guy. He got up, start throwing hands again. Not one time did he get shot by the police in that whole time. And this guy looked like he could kill you with one punch. Okay? I've seen that. I saw a white woman try to kill the police with her vehicle, run into him, and they didn't kill her. So what I'm saying is there are obviously ways to take down criminals without killing them. But you got tasers, you got methods, and most of these people, this dangerous job thing, they signed up for it, man.
But Terry, I get all what you're saying, and I understand that, okay? But in the same token you're talking about each individual police officer. There's all types of different police officers. We don't know what went into psychology.
There's definitely all kinds.
Okay, so, I mean, you know, that's all I'm saying in terms of split decision. Yeah, there's individual. We don't know what happened 20 minutes earlier. We don't know the state of mind. There's a lot of stuff we still don't understand and know. But from what we've seen and heard from the audio tape, that sounded pretty.
What was the split decision in the Fruitville station when the guy's he's tied up, zip tied on the ground, face down, and he gets blasted to the back? What was the split decision that they needed to make there? Okay, when the guy is in this car, Philando Castile, and he's in his car and he's sitting there telling him, "Hey, I got papers for my gun and I want to show it to you." And he ends up shot without a gun in his hand. What was the split decision that needed to be made there? When homeboy Garner is being choked out, he got 11 cops. They're all hemming him up at the same time, and he's screaming, "I can't breathe." What is the provocation there? The split decision that they had to make there. Is that these guys are black people? Are we superheroes? Can we do some stuff that I never seen before? Is there a martial arts move to get out of a zip tie on the ground like this that I know? Please let me know. Because if that's something, then yeah, you need to protect yourself.
Let's get some water for this.
To me, this is it's ridiculous to keep hearing this because I've seen white people. I've seen white people, and I'm sorry, I don't have a problem with white people, but I just know that there's a double standard when it comes to these police. And I've seen white people argue. I've seen them push police. I've seen them do all kind of dangerous stuff, and they're still living to this day. We look at them the wrong way, and we might end up dead. And I'm sorry, as a black man, that's where I'm at with it. And I'm not saying, look, if somebody committing crime and they're out there doing wrong, they need to get taken in. I'm not saying that. But I'm talking about people ending up dead. Why are they dead? Why aren't they in jail at worst? And then on some of these situations, they shouldn't even be in jail.
Yeah.
When you got a brother that what is the one?
Now that particular incident with the young lady, yeah.
What about the brother who's sitting there walking and he's had his hands up and he gets shot walking back to his car? What was the provocation?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. When you have over 1,000 of these situations.
You teach your kids that, you know, listen, you're right.
What do you tell your kids, B? This is what I want to hear now. This is what I want to hear. What do you tell your black son, your beautiful black son that I see every Sunday, okay? You know, a good kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I hope you don't give him a toy gun because he might get shot at the park.
You know, it's funny that
like we used to all play around with the lasers and stuff like that. You might end up dead. So what do you tell him?
It is an element that we, as black fathers, especially with our black sons, we got to teach them about police. We got to teach them about how to behave in certain situations and what to do in certain situations.
How exactly do you say that?
I mean, it just kind of depends because what I tell him, and we always have this conversation. We have this conversation all the time. I mean, I'm telling you exactly how I tell him. I'm like, man, you have got to be on your best in terms of dealing with, first of all, any adult, but especially police, because you're right. What goes into it, the worst thing is to feel like you're being violated. And, you know, I've been pulled over, you've been pulled over, we've had situations, and it's the worst feeling. I don't think you can even express how bad it feels. You know what I'm saying? And it's hurtful. But in the same token, you're right. An education and teaching, that is something that we live every single day. Every day. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you're college educated, college graduated, on your own. You know what I'm saying? It does not matter. And even with this young lady, for her to have her record pulled up, I don't care about that. What I care about is justice for her.
Right. And that's
the bottom line.
And the conundrum for us, and I think you feel the same way for me. And I got kids too. My kids are mixed, but they look black. You know what I mean? They look black, and that's, you know what I'm saying? That's the law. You know what I'm saying? You see black and white president Barack Obama, he was the first black president. That's what they said. They didn't say the first black and white. They said the first black president. Okay? So when you mix, you black. And so when I got to deal with them, and I got to tell them, I don't know what to say a lot of times because I don't know what I talk to them. Trust me, I talk to them. But I don't know exactly what to say because what is the right way to act? Is it because you wore a hoodie? Is it because you look funny? Is it because what is that?
Your father taught you about police probably.
To be honest, man, when I was younger, just from my experience or whatever, my dad told me about situations that happened with police and things like that and different historical things, but it was never like fear for your life the way it is now. You know, to not fear for your life. So I knew to behave around him and don't act.
So you fear for your life?
I fear for my man, bro. I'm telling you right. And it's true because when I get pulled over.
When's the last time you've been pulled over?
When I got pulled over, man, I'm gonna be honest. I got pulled over. It doesn't happen often, but the first time in like 3 years, I got pulled over a month or two ago. Right? Okay. I'm scared.
Really?
I'm literally scared. I'm literally scared because I don't know if I look a certain way, if I sneeze too quick, if I might end up. And I'm not exaggerating. I'm not sensationalizing it. I'm being completely honest. And on that occasion, the cop was cool. He didn't even give me a ticket that day. He was cool. A white guy. Okay, a white cop. Okay. And he was cool. Okay. But have I been harassed by other police the same color as him, the same way? You bet I have, a bunch of times. More times than I've gotten a nice one. And so it almost becomes a situation. Lydia said that they don't even use deadly force with a terrorist, but they use it on 80-pound women. There have been terrorist situations that are in custody right now. Terrorists that are in custody, still alive, blowing people up, all kind of stuff, and they're still alive. It does become a situation where you know how we're profiled, right? We a lot of times, or at least it seems like it, where that we're profiled. They look at us and we got to prove to them that we're not what they think we are, right? I'm to the point where they got to prove to me that they're not what I think they are.
So is that your solution? Or
that's not a solution. That's just where I'm at with it. I actually feel like police, to me, are deadly until proven otherwise. And that is the situation. When I see over 300 murders within the last 2 years.
Has it been 300?
It's been more than that.
300 murders.
It's been more than that, man. No convictions in America. When I see that, that is not an isolated incident. That's not a few bad apples.
I would say
all of that crap.
I would say this: one is too many.
One is too many. One is too many. When you start getting into the hundreds, this is an epidemic. Wow. And it is, man. I'm tired of it, man. I'm sorry. I'm tired of it. Like I said, nobody's shedding a tear for Willie the gangster who's out there killing people and shooting people. Nobody's shedding a tear for him. You know, my auntie lives in a really rough city, and that people kill each other all the time out there, and they're going crazy on the streets. Nobody's saying that those people are innocent. And if somebody's out there banging and killing and doing all of this craziness, yeah, they get what's coming to them. But I'm talking about the guy who's walking down the street and he looks suspicious to them, and he ends up dead without a weapon on him. That's who I'm talking about.
Lydia's saying something very interesting. Her father was Kent PD. That's interesting.
They want to be retrained, right?
Who?
She said yes, Stephanie, and they have to want to be retrained. She wants them to want to be trained. Don't get me wrong. Both of my parents were military cops. My father worked for Kent PD. Her father's my father-in-law. Okay, he worked for the corrections office. He was in right down there in Kent, Auburn. Okay, nicest guy I know to this day, still is. So he's cool. I'm not saying that doesn't exist, but what I'm saying is when people end up dead.
And one of the things words matter. And when I'm saying something, I'm talking about this particular incident. When we're talking about what's going on, this particular incident, what we hear, we have issues with. Mm-hmm. When we hear something that is unjust, not justified, and going in and going out and killing and shooting, we have to speak about it. Enough is enough on certain things. You're right. I know plenty of great cops, great police officers. I have a lot of clients that police, so I have no problem with it. But when you do something like this, where we have questions, there need to be some answers. and we need to know. And what we've gotten from the media, when we heard from the media, this is pretty bad. And this shouldn't go away. So yes, we're going to rally. Yeah, that's fine. But it needs to be other things.
What's the other things, man? What's the other things you think about?
Well, first, I would say way more community involvement. I think it's paramount.
You think you're saying more black involvement with the black community?
Black, whoever sees something wrong needs to be a part of it. Not just black. Plenty of white people that see it, they can join. We have got to be more involved as people, because this is not just a black. This is a human issue.
It's a human issue. I agree with that.
And we have got to start taking a stand together. And that's the only way things are going to change.
But I like what you just said. The one thing that I really like what you just got through saying is this is a human issue. And so what that touches on when you say that is because
you got to see what's wrong. When you see something wrong, you got to speak.
Wrong is wrong.
Wrong is wrong.
And you're right.
We teach our kids that,
right?
Correct. You teach your children that. I teach my son that.
No matter what.
If son is wrong.
No matter what.
If dad's wrong, I'm wrong. I got to take ownership of that.
Right.
That's what needs to happen, and we're not seeing enough of that. Right. That's the reason why we're speaking about it, and that's the only reason why we're trying to bring focus.
Right. And you know when you say it's a human issue, you're right, because like. Let's say this was happening to Asian people all the time, or Mexican people, or whoever, anybody, white, black, anything. If I see people being mistreated, if I see women getting mistreated on a regular basis, if I see anything wrong, I can say something that I can see it and admit that's wrong. And another thing, when you say that it's a human issue, so that's a message to police too, because if you don't want to be lumped in this whole if you don't want to be like these are bad apples, these don't represent us, then I want to hear these cops come out. I want to hear these cops come out and condemn these actions, okay? Because you, like you said, you know, and like we know police, we know people in the police law enforcement, and they would not handle, the good ones would not handle these situations like that. So they need to come out. Don't let that good old boy network hold you back from saying something, and don't let that whole thing, you know, I don't want to, you know, I'm not rad or whatever. No, man, these are people's lives that's on the line, man. You guys got to say something. You guys got to be the one, because when you see these
Barbara saying something that I want to kind of touch on. She said they don't see us as humans. I tend to disagree.
I don't know about that, man. So what are you saying? She says they don't see us as humans. They see us as a threat. Barbara Bigelow. What do you say about that?
It depends on how she's speaking, because like you said, we do know people. If we're talking about law enforcement, you just named somebody that was in law enforcement.
Right.
Did she see you as a threat? See you as you know what I'm saying? So we can't say.
But is that the exception or the rule? That's the problem, because it seems like it's more the exception. That's what that seems like.
So you're telling me you think that it's more exception than the rule?
I think it is. I have to. When I see this kind of situation that happened with Talk-Charleena Lyles and the hundreds upon hundreds of others that happen year in and year out, yes, it seems like it's more the exception. It seems like the popular thing. It seems like to me, and this is what I feel like. To me, it seems like it's a green light on black people when it comes to police. And it seems like because of the fact they see the same thing we do. They see the videos on Facebook, they see the videos on YouTube, they see all of the stuff that's plain as day. They see all of the police on camera and on audio, and they see them no conviction. They see them walking. It's a green light, because if you know that you're not going to get in trouble for it, and if you're an asshole who signed up to just be an asshole with a badge, where are you going to be an asshole first? With black people, because you're not going to get in trouble for it. So it does seem to me like it's more the exception than the rule. And what I would like to say is, if that's not the case, then we need to start getting these police officers, white, black, brown, whatever. They need to come out and they need to condemn these actions, because I think that's the solution. People are asking, what's the solution? I think that's the solution. When these cops come out and they start saying that this is not how it goes, this is not how it's supposed to be, that's when there might be a little bit of change.
And that might be, and I actually kind of agree with that, because I think that if you want to see community changing, you start being a role model on the change. Meaning that, when you see something wrong, you say something about it. So,
Jared said it doesn't feel like they're hunting us. Yes, it does feel like they're hunting us in a lot of ways. That's for the stuff I just got through saying. So when they happen every few months, it does seem like that, and it seems like that's where they know they can go, you know, and so you know, there's not going to be any answer. We definitely wanted to come out and say our piece on this because it hurts, man. It hurts to see this happen. This happened in Seattle. See, now this is the problem. So anybody who's living for somewhere else right now, watching us, you're coming from another city. Seattle is one of the most metropolitan melting pots in the country. You can see. I think so, man. This is a very liberal, very Seattle, I think Seattle is very, very much so. Mm-hmm. So when you see something like this happen in Seattle, I mean, what are you going to do when you live back east? When you live down south? When you live in these places that aren't as liberal and aren't as understanding? Because it's got to be 10 times worse.
The important thing, I think, though, is that you lend a voice when you see something.
You got to say something, man.
And I think one of the things is, I want to thank you for it because I wasn't necessarily going to speak about this because I was just kind of like, I'm tired of kind of talking about things like this. We talk about it in the barbershop.
But we talk about it in the barbershop.
Yeah, we do.
So I know where you're at with it. So.
Yeah, and but actually this is good. The dialogue I'm seeing, voices, ideas being discussed, and that's important. Maybe we say some final thoughts here.
Nicholas Jones says being dismissive and saying that it happens to everybody, they need to sit down basically because we know what happens to everyone. But black folks, however, on the highlight reel, and that I agree with that because
I think minorities in general.
Minorities in general, but what's the one we're seeing right now? And the thing is this: for anybody who says these kind of things happen to everybody else, when we see it happen to everybody else like that, I'll be right there rallying with you for them. So if it does, but this is the ones we see. I don't see it happening to everybody else like that. But when it does, I'm there. I don't want to. I don't want to.
That's
I don't want to.
Yeah.
Barbara Bigelow says they see us as drug dealers, gangbangers, or people who don't look to have any goals or morals. They look at younger generation wearing their pants hanging down, calling each other Negroes. That's true. Mm-hmm. I agree with that. But at the end of the day, that still shouldn't give them license to kill us. And I think you would agree with that.
Well, Wolf, hold on. So it doesn't happen to brown people? Don't happen to.
It does not happen to everyone else. I think what Wolf is.
Brown people. Go to California.
No. I don't think that he's. I think he's talking about in the broad scope. In the broad scope, it's not as much as other ones, but it does happen. It does happen to other minority groups. It does happen to other minority groups, but it does seem like the black ones are the ones that are on the.
I would even say more is even a class.
Wolf Scott is saying where are the videos that happen to everybody else, and I agree with that. See, this is what I agree because I agree. I think that where the videos have happened to everybody else. I think if it was happening on that level, there would be evidence of it.
But we know what's. Sometimes the media can kind of.
You think it's just come on, man. Really, we got social media.
We know how race is black and white.
I'm not saying that it doesn't.
That's all I'm saying. You're right. No,
we don't want to draw lines. We don't want to divide. We don't want to divide. We don't want to divide any more than they already want us divided. So no, we don't want to make it that type of issue. But
what I'm trying to say is, people usually economic situations really dictate it too. Poor people tend to always get stepped on. I mean, it happens. So
yeah. Yeah, well, so we're gonna leave it here. We thank everybody for joining it with us and kind of going through it with us right now.
Other people speaking, people still kind of. Goodness gracious, guys, you guys.
They work today. They want to talk. She said. Gloria Michelle said, right now I currently live in Seattle, but my hometown is down south. Definitely didn't expect to hear it. And that's right. That's what I was saying earlier because this is the city that this kind of thing doesn't happen. This is why it's such a sad thing. To see that out here because I don't expect it as much out here. I don't trust police myself a lot anyway, a lot of times, but I don't expect to see this type of, thing that happened with Charleena Lyles happen.
Wait, question for you though, man, and I'm going to have a question for everybody too. And I'm just saying, because I was talking to somebody, actually I was talking to somebody, it was yesterday. It was an older black gentleman. And he said something, and I always wondered this. And I've kind of adopted the same thing. I know my parents has kind of taught me, especially my mother, bless her heart. She's always said, it's how you conduct yourself also is how people perceive and interact with you. Do you think that's somewhat true? Do you think that because I've seen people conduct themselves around police, I'm like, well, damn, in a way that's just confrontational. when you know that really at the end of the day you can't. What can you really do? What you gonna do to that officer? You know what I'm saying? So do you think that plays a part in how you kind of come across?
I don't think so, man. Because not in this kind of conversation. Not when we're talking about police. Because I've seen and this is why. And again, I have no problem
seen people
with
start talking mess. And I'm like, well, damn, you talking before you even
look. I hear what you're saying. What I'm saying is though, I've seen white people. Again, this is not I'm not bashing white people. I have no problem with white people. I'm talking about police that are doing wrong. So I'm not bashing white people. But I have seen white people, literally, all in the police face like this. I said, hold on, man, hold on. No, listen, I'm trying to answer your question. You're talking about behavior around police.
I'm just talking about behavior in general.
Okay, but what I'm saying is this, though. I've seen them get crazy. I've seen them get out of pocket with police and everything, and they still alive to this day. And they'll sit there, no, and I want your badge number. I'm gonna have your job. I'm a blah 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 blah. And they going crazy. They drunk. I seen them begging and pleading with a white guy on the highway with a shotgun in his hand, drunk out of his mind in his underwear, and they begging him, hey, look, buddy, put the gun down. Look, this doesn't have to end this way. This doesn't have to end. They begging with him. It's a standoff. He's one guy with a shotgun. They got police on both sides of him on the highway.
I hear what you're saying.
What I'm saying is this. Our behavior is not going to change that. When you got a brother who's got a license for a gun and he's telling the cop that I'm going to hand it to you and he gets shot. What I'm saying is, I'm talking about, if you're talking about in general, is it our behavior? I don't think it's our behavior because you got people that act all kind of ways and you got people that act cordial and you got people that act cool and they still end up dead if their skin color is this. So what I'm saying is, I do not think it's about the behavior necessarily because we got crazy people in every race. White, black, brown, yellow, red, whatever you want. We got crazy people in every race. Okay?
Absolutely.
And if you're judging a book by its cover, then you already a part of that problem. Okay. No matter what. You already a part of it.
So in teaching your child, right? Do you teach your child to be if couples will be confrontational, or do you teach them to
No. In that sense, if you're talking in that sense, we're to the point now where if my son
Joseph, what did Joseph say? We've been waiting on you.
Joseph said, even if you don't carry yourself well or are disrespectful as a cop, nobody should end up dead. Exactly. We can't excuse it in any circumstance, and I agree.
Absolutely.
There is no reason why you should be dead. We also
try to teach our children how to conduct themselves too. So what I'm trying to get at, it has to be more than that. And you're absolutely correct.
No, I think you're saying it as a safety measure against cops.
Measure.
Okay, fine.
And even
I'll give you that.
That's what I'm trying to get at.
As a safety measure against cops, man, treat them like a gorilla in the jungle. Don't give them any eye contact. Look away from them. Don't say nothing. You better, man. You be a grown man if you want. There's a lot of grown men in the box right now.
Well,
I'm trying to tell you, man. You gotta act like that, man. I'm telling you, man. Don't give them no eye contact. Don't look. Don't breathe too heavy. Don't whistle at them. Nothing. You can't do nothing when it comes to these folks, man, because anything is provocation. He sneezed. Oh, he's dead. Sorry, man. I can't do it, man. There's just no behavior, and that's how I gotta teach my kids. Don't walk next to them. Try to avoid them at all costs. I'm sorry, man.
I definitely think it's a fine balance, like you know, basically what we're both implying and saying. But hey, this is something that's real in our community, something that we need to teach our children. Definitely,
it's unfortunate.
Now that part it is.
It's just unfortunate.
It's the reality.
It is.
It's the reality.
We're gonna wrap it. We're gonna wrap it.
I don't know, man.
I mean, that's the thing.
Last thing, all right.
Last thing about Wolf. Wolf, what you got for the last thing, Wolf? I'm waiting on Wolf.
Yeah, we'll wait on Wolf. We're giving people a couple. You making us work? Don't listen. We already worked the whole day.
It's overtime, bro.
Yeah, hey, we gave you 10 minutes.
Look, man, we gave you more than that.
Yeah.
Why should we have to teach our kids to behave differently?
I'm Mr. Maxwell.
He said, why should we have to teach our kids to behave differently? Wolf, the only reason why is that because they might end up dead otherwise. And that's all I can give you. We shouldn't have to. We shouldn't have to, but they might end up dead.
Wolf.
We don't have the same rights that they do. Let's be honest.
We both know that you better. We have to. We have got to teach our kids safety measures.
Got to, man. It's just,
and to sit there and to say that why it doesn't matter. The point is, we love our children.
Wait. Ashley Simmons said it could be the fear of the stereotypes and assumption that brown persons fits it that's putting these cops on the edge. They need to diversify who they interact with to truly understand how every brown person isn't a threat. Hard to find an answer for this issue. It's so many moving parts. Ashlyn, and now Ashlyn, I agree with what you said, but I gotta say this though.
So you're saying I think more diversity in terms of police forces is a must. It's definitely needs to be, and how to interact. You know what? And I'm.
Well, wait. Go ahead, because I got
it's something that we haven't touched on today.
Is what?
Community involvement and how to deal. I think I was watching something. Somebody showed me something. And they showed me how a police officer was intertwined in the community. Didn't necessarily, but he was involved in that community. Is that what we should hold police officers to? They should be involved with the community that they serve?
But Jared said like this. He said, I'm sick and tired of saying black people have to do various things to not get killed and shot. I agree. I guess try to do things like that.
Yeah,
you can try to do things like that with the community.
For us to sit here and say what shouldn't happen or what could happen. The point is, people are getting killed. So we got to come up with a solution. To sit here and say they shouldn't. Yeah,
but don't you
right?
But don't you think
in a perfect world they shouldn't? But it's not perfect right now. Obviously, when black folks are getting shot and killed. So let's do something about it. Let's talk about the solution. Let's do something other than sit and complain.
You're right. You're right. We got to do something. That's why we're talking. That's why we're trying to come up with something. But the other thing about that is this, and this is something I got to say. By any means necessary. not when there's a gun on me.
Hey, Robert, what's your unite? How are we going to unite? I want to hear your solution on unite.
Well, I do want to say one thing.
That sounds great.
I want to say one thing.
It sounds great in theory. Every time somebody talks about unite, I'm like, okay, well, how?
I want to say something.
We don't even want to vote.
Ashlyn said something though when she said about how police they need to train them, how to not see blacks, and all this stuff. Diversify. Yep. That's a great point. If we're gonna take the police at their word that they just, it was an honest mistake. I don't think these are honest mistakes. I don't think these are all I was scared for my life. I don't buy that. I don't buy that. So that's the only reason why I don't think that reform will work, because I don't buy that this is a mistake that's happening. I think that they're doing it because
we talk about the 80-pound girl. I mean, I just don't see.
These are guys that they wanted to kill these people and they killed them, and sorry. To me, this is when it happens on this level, to this degree. The 80-pound black woman pregnant with kids in the house.
That's an awful.
You're not telling me if that was a white lady. I'm sorry. Again, nothing against white people, but in this situation, I got to
have to ask that.
It was a white woman pregnant in her house with 3 children. She would not be dead today. I don't care if she had a knife, scissors, or anything. They would have tased her at worst. She'd be alive today. There would not be. She would not be dead. I'm sorry.
You got to ask that.
Would not happen.
That is a question you have to ask, because this is 80-pound pregnant, kids watching.
Everybody needs to unite and drop the superiority complexes. Lydia said.
Who said that?
Lydia said that. So but that's right. We got to unite. Well, again, we do have to speak out. That's all we can do, and we do have to wrap this up. But we gotta wrap it up. But we have to speak out.
Unless y'all gonna pay some overtime. Y'all ain't talking about no overtime in here.
We gotta speak out. We gotta unify. We gotta say something. Do not let this stand. Do not let this stand. And let's talk to these police. Let's talk to people. We gotta have something happen. And the thing is this: when people are saying that all we doing is talking and protesting and all this and that, what were they saying? What were they doing in the civil rights movement? At some point you got to do it. What I'm saying is this.
Hey, you can point me out over here.
What I'm saying is this, and you got to say something.
It's fine to rally, and it's fine, and absolutely, you're correct. Civil rights movement, God bless it, absolutely. But we're at a critical time here. What's being done?
We got to change it. People got to change. There are people making moves right now. The people that are putting on the rally right now, they are doing things. They are talking to Congress. They are trying to get change. So we want to hold. They are.
Okay, I didn't know that.
They are. So what I'm saying is this: we got to hold ourselves accountable, but we better never let them off the hook with this stuff. And that's why we're gonna have to leave it. We will be back on Sunday for our normal show, Barry and Terry Urban Shop Talk Live.
Barry and Terry,
where we're gonna be having fun. We'll be having fun on Sunday again.
2 Sundays.
But
2 Sundays.
But we do it next Sunday.
Oh, we're just on Sunday, man.
Yeah, we do it every week.
I didn't sign up for this either.
We'll be back. But
ain't nobody paying me for all this.
We're gonna be back, and we will see you guys then. And until next time, thank you guys for joining us today.
Thank you guys.
All right.